for University of Helsinki Scholarships. So based on popular demand, I decided to do this video just for the benefit of those that doesn't know how to send in the application. So the first thing you should do essentially is to go to Google Chrome or of course your Microsoft Edge, your laptop. If you have a laptop, you can also use phone, but I prefer laptop. And for the sake of the video, we are using laptop for this application. So open your Google Chrome and of course search University of Helsinki. So basically I have already done that here. And this first link is what you're going to follow. Just click on the link to take you to uh, the general university website. This is where you are reading the admission criteria. The study masters is currently you can actually apply. So basically what you just need to click here, to see the programs available and to check the eligibility criteria. So when you click here, it will take you directly to this page. So here you have to research on the programs available. For the sake of this video, I will be applying for this my program, which is changing the education master's program. Okay, so click on this. I've recently searched it, so if you don't have background in education, you can look for a course that is relevant to you. Then before that, let's just look at the information that we would need to know. So first of all, you need to find the program that is relevant. Check the application instruction, very important, and also check your how to prove your language skills. Then of course the required application documents, and of course the school fees and all, and of course you fill in the application. Yeah, and of course you fill in and submit your application in studyinfo.fi. So you can follow this link directly. But before we do that, we have to critically check the eligibility criteria for this master's program I want to use as an example. And of course, you should also check the deadline for uploading your documents. So basically, you can fill in the application, but you have a deadline, specific deadline for you to upload your necessary document, and that is 23rd January 2026 at this exact time. Okay, so I said at this stage, good quality copies of your original official documents are very sufficient. All right, so when they give you admission, of course, you're going to ask your school to send in the document directly to them, but that will be after your admission. So let's move on. So let's quickly check the eligibility criteria for this master's program in changing education. Okay, for general eligibility for every other international programs, of course, you have to. The general eligibility is that you have to have a first bachelor's degree. So if you're from Nigeria and you have HND, you are not eligible to apply, fortunately. So you have to look for a program that is relevant to what you have done earlier. So that means you have to have completed a sufficient amount of studies applicable or relevant to the master's program. Very, very important. This is a very important criteria. And of course, third one is language skill. So you have to demonstrate that you have the language skill um, of studying the master's program. So if your program is in English, you have to provide English proficiency test. But the good news is that the English test is waived for people that studied in English language. Uh, if you studied also in an English speaking country, you are exempted from providing an English language test. Yeah, so basically that is it for English language skills. Then look at other general eligibility here. Bachelor's degree from a Finnish university or from University of Applied Science, a national recognized for qualification that's equivalent to Finnish bachelor's degree. So basically, if your degree is from outside Finland, you are still very much welcome to apply. So yeah, if you're currently studying also, if you currently have a bachelor's degree of University of Helsinki, please okay. This one is for people that already have a bachelor's degree here in University of Helsinki. So this is very important, applicable study. Now, the study you are coming to do in your masters have to be related. I mean, it has to be related to what you've done in your bachelor's. That is essentially what this one's talking about. So you have to click on this place to read about the specific English proficiency criteria. But I can actually explain that so that we don't waste much of our time. If you're from English speaking country like Nigeria Ghana, Gambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, for example, were exempted from paying from providing the IELTS or TOEFL. So you just need to do is to ask your university to provide a document stating that your degree program was held in English language. So that one will actually be sufficient enough. So let's check about the tuition fee and the scholarships here. So basically, um, they passed this new law, from 1st of December 2024. If you're from outside the EU, you are um, supposed to pay a tuition fee. So check all these factors here. If you have permanent residence in Finland, you are exempted. But essentially, if you're outside the EU, which I believe most of you are outside the EU, you are supposed to pay tuition fee, right? Yeah. So if you're from outside the EU, you are essentially um, required to pay tuition fee. So this is the good part. Of course, these are the scholarship program currently at university. So the University of Helsinki offers you scholarship basically, and this scholarship, I know this is the part you guys are waiting for. So let me use this highlight. So this essentially covers for 50% or 100%. So you can get a scholarship that will cover a tuition fee for 50%. So let's read this. Said, please note that even if you receive a tuition fee waiver from a university scholarship program, you still need to cover your living expenses. This is very important. Even though you receive like full tuition fee waiver, that's 100% tuition fee. That means you're not going to be paying school fees. You should also know that your living expenses is going to be covered by you from your own funds, basically. So say, please note that only very limited number of tuition fee waivers can be awarded, and most of them covers 50% of the tuition fees. Yeah, basically I received 100% tuition fee during my time. So for you to receive 100% or even the 50%, you have to be an exceptional candidate. I mean, you have to provide a good statement of purpose, a strong statement of purpose, and of course, you have to also have a good CGPA for you to um, be very much eligible, right? So let's check other things. What scholarship categories are there? Of course, we have 50% tuition fee waiver and 100% tuition fee. We're covering 100% of your tuition fee basically. All right, so let's look at another one. Who's eligible for this? Of course, if you are applying for master's degree at the university, you're eligible. Another criteria is you have to be from non-EU countries. You meet the requirement for obtaining an entry visa to Finland. You have obtained excellent results in your previous studies. So these are the most important eligibility for securing scholarship. So of course, how to apply for the scholarship? You apply for the scholarship when you are applying for the master's program. So there is no separate application for that. Now the selection, tuition fee waiver for new students will be awarded on the basis of academic overall assessments, which include previous academic performance and possibility of motivation. So your SOP and your previous program, I mean your bachelor's degree, all of them count so much. Yeah, so let us look closely to other ones. Yeah, so apart from the full tuition fee waiver, there are other scholarship available. So if you might just want to check this out to see if you're eligible for other scholarship that you can use possibly to also cover your living expenses, okay? So make sure you check it. So if you're a US citizen, you can also apply for loan. So if you're from India, check this link out to find out the criteria to apply for this scholarship. So if you're from Indonesia too, that's an opportunity for you. Yeah, so this is also another recurring question that I used to receive. So look at it. If you're applying for a bachelor's program, they stated here that there is no tuition fee waiver for applicants applying for English language bachelor's degrees. However, the degree program may award dean support, which is just €1,000 for second and third years, third students on the basis of previous academic uh, uh, previous year study performance. So essentially, there is no full tuition fee waiver for academic for bachelor's degree student. So it's basically only for masters. So this question is important. Is it possible for me to lose a scholarship? So you have if your ability to pay tuition fee changes status. For example, if you marry a Finnish citizen or your resident permit change, you might just want to report to them so that they can withdraw the scholarship, because if you become a citizen, you are not liable to pay tuition fee anymore. Yeah, so carefully read all these instructions is very, very important. So, of course, we're expected to apply for your resident permit as soon as you secure your master's admission, and of course, by the special grace of God, if you secure your funding. So, let's go ahead and apply for this uh, program. So, basically, I selected this program, master's program in changing education, which happened to be my program. And of course, we're going to just do the application right now. So basically, the tuition fee is 18,000 euro if you don't have scholarship. But if you have a scholarship, you can study for free, without paying a tuition. So it is right here. Scholarship is ranges from 0 to 100%. Okay. So basically, the application ends on 16th. So obviously, let's not talk about that. Let's just go ahead and fill in this application form. So click on fill application form. Yeah. So there is two ways you can get access to it. If you're in Finland, you can identify yourself and log in. But if you're from outside Finland, you have to click here. Continue with that logging in. That is the button you're going to click because you don't have the ID to verify yourself. So basically, when you click on that, it will bring you to this application website. So please, if the the language is not in English, you can change it here. So this is Suomi, this is Finnish, and this is Swedish. So basically, this is where you change the language to English so that you understand what they are talking about. So here is also the instructions in terms of the deadline and when to apply and all. So you can apply up to 3 programs in this application. So you can apply up to 3 programs and make sure you send an application to different programs. Yeah, so essentially, you also check how to fill in the applications. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and do that. So first name. So let's just fill the application. So my first name is Henry. Preferred name, of course, you can still use Henry. Surname is Sebuku. Yeah. So nationality, obviously, I'm from Nigeria. So select Nigeria. Seems like okay. Yeah, here you go. Select Nigeria. So do you have finished personal identity code? Please say that. Click on no. You don't have. You get that when you get to Finland. So your date of birth, essentially, my date of birth is let's just say first January, first January. Let's just say first October. Then 99 maybe. This is not my real date of birth though. So you choose your gender. So I am a male. Place and country of birth. So I was born in Kano, Kano, comma, Nigeria. Okay. Yeah, so the next one here is passport number. So make sure you fill it correctly. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The national ID number, make sure you also fill it correctly. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For the sake of the video. So your email address, please, very, very, very important. Please fill it correctly. So this is where they are gonna be getting back to you. So let's just say Henry at hotmail.com. This is actually not my email, so yeah. So say please rewrite your email here. So I have to just rewrite it to be careful. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Seems like I clicked here again. At hotmail.com. So repeat it here and hotmail.com. Yeah. You said it's not identical, sorry. And use hotmail, sorry. I think I made a mistake here. Mail. Yeah. So phone number, add your phone number. Make sure you add your country code here. So this is an international application. So mention, yeah. So make sure you add your country code. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So basically, so the next one is country of residence. So I reside in Nigeria. For the sake of this video, I'll just choose how you reside in Nigeria. My laptop is a little bit hanging. I don't know. Yeah. So I reside in Nigeria. So address, you have to add in your address here. You say number 10, 10 uh, Henry, Henry Street, Kano, Nigeria. Okay. Then postal code. Add in your postal code. You can check that on Google. 0400. For the sake of the video, these are not correct information though. So city and country and Kano, Kano, Nigeria. Native language. My native language is obviously Igbo. So I have to look for Igbo language here. I have to look for letter I. They should have Igbo. Okay, yeah, there you go. This is Igbo. Yeah, so this is where, so after choosing your native language, you have to read about the application and tuition fee. So essentially, as I've said earlier, if you're from outside the EU, you're expected to pay a tuition fee and of course the application fee. So they stated here that if you apply for multiple application rounds to this study program starting in the same application term, which is fourth term 2025, you only need to pay application fee for once. That means if you are sending application to other university at this same application round, you are expected to pay the €100 application fee just once. So you can essentially apply to up to 6 programs with the same application fee. And also in this university, you can apply to up to 3 programs at the same time. So tuition fee, we have also said that if you are from outside the EU, you are supposed to pay tuition fee. So in this case, we're going to just select that I do not have all this because these are people that are exempted from paying tuition fee. EU citizen, if you have EU blue card, if you have EU family member, and all this. So basically, we're going to click this first one. I do not have any of the below and I have to pay the tuition fee. So here, based on information you have provided, you do not have any document that exempt from paying tuition fee, so you have to pay the €100 within 7 days of submitting your application. So take this serious. Before you submit your application, be mindful of the deadline also and be rest assured that you have to pay tuition fee in the next 7 days before you submit that application. So take note of this, is very, very important. Okay. Yeah. So read more. The due date is calculated. The due date is calculated from the time you press submit. So before you press submit, make sure your application fee is with you so that you won't have any problem. Yeah, so this is where we upload necessary documents. Okay. So this is where you upload your identity documents. Now in this your case, if you're from outside the EU, you don't have all this. I mean, if you're not in Finland and if you're not in Europe here, you might not have all this. Also, if you're outside the EU, just click on upload attachments. Okay, and of course, it will take you to your files where you will now upload the attachments. So, but for the sake of this video, let's just upload random attachments. Let me just upload this my assignment here. For the sake of this video. So you make sure it is in PDF format, okay? And save it using this format. This is the format you need to use. That is last name, first name, last name. For example, Ezugu underscore Henry underscore the description. So here, just like this, my assignment. Okay, this my assignment started with my first name, sorry, so it's not that correct. So when you're saving your document, it should be Ezugu underscore Henry underscore passport, for example. Okay, Ezugu underscore Henry underscore passport. So you understand? So this is the example. Smith underscore Mary resident permit. So if you're using resident permit, this is how to save it. If you're using passports, Henry Ezugu underscore Henry underscore passport, essentially. So this is the file format PDF, PNG or docs. So yeah. So let us agree to this important terms and conditions. So let's quickly agree and continue. So we just check those boxes. So my contact information can be given to third parties for direct education market. So if you want, this one is not mandatory. I mean, this one is for advertisements. So if you want to, yeah. So in this case, I clicked yes. Yeah, for let them contact me in case of any updates. Yeah. So you're going to choose the language you wish to be contacted with. So in this case, I'm choosing English. So please make sure you choose English so that we'll be able to be contacted. So where did you hear about the university? So you can just be like, I heard it from Henry. So you can just click on social media anywhere you heard it from. Or in this case, let me click on social media because you're hearing it from social media right now. Okay. Yeah. So did you use an educational agency to help you? So please, if you use an agent, and I don't suggest you use an agent. So I'll click no. I applied myself. Yeah. So let's fill in other details. So the country where your institution is located. So the bachelor's degree where you got your bachelor's degree, you have to state where it's located. So in my case, I studied in Nigeria, and my institution is located in Nigeria as well. So if you studied elsewhere, for example, you're from Nigeria and you studied in US, you have to choose US because that is where your institution is located. Where is N? Hmm, where is Nigeria here? This is it. So click on Nigeria. Name of institution. I studied, of course, at the University of Nigeria in Soka. Nigeria. This is my university. So address of the university. So you enter the address of your university. So here we have my university is located at Obupa Road. Okay, so this is it. The institution phone number. So check the institution phone number in the university, in your university website, and make sure you add the country code, just like I said earlier. So this plus 234. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So institution website, make sure you add the website because they are going to verify all this information. So I have www.unn.edu.ng. That's it. They're going to check it, so be careful when you're filling those information. Institution email address. So check the general address. When I was applying, I filled the vice chancellor's address. So I think it's unnvc at unn.edu.ng. That's the general website email. So if they want to verify, they will verify. So my range number is 2016 slash 1356. This is my range number. So your registration number when you are an undergraduate is what they need here, essentially. So name of the degree, I studied bachelor's, bachelor's, bachelor of arts, sorry, bachelor of arts in education. So as you can see, my degree here is related to the degree I'm applying to. So make sure you state it the way it's written there. That is the first option. State it the way it's written. For example, if it's written in French, you have to state it in the regional language. The regional language. So if it's written in French, explain it, state it in French here at this stage. Then if sorry. So when you get here is where you translate it to English. So essentially my own is stated in English in my original certificate. So major subjects in your degree is education. Okay. Minor subjects. So if you have a minor where you specialize, for example, if you did education and English, you can just add English here. If you combine education and English. So title of the subject of your thesis. So here is where you write the subject of your thesis. So let's just say I wrote about educational technology in technology. So teaching among secondary school teachers. Secondary school teachers in Nigeria. Okay. So the grade of your thesis, the grade was I think A. I made A in my thesis. So you have to state it there. So the grading scale you use in your institution, my institution used 5.0 grading scale. So if your institution use maybe 4.0, I mean 5.0, or some institution use 0 to 10. So you should know the grading scale that they used. So my institution grading scale is 5.0 basically. So the highest and the lowest. So this is it. Um, so the grading scale must include all the grades and mark, blah blah blah. This description should um, include the relation to each other. Okay. Yeah. So I think here we have to say one. Okay, you can just say 0, 0 or 0.0. Let's just say 0.0 to 1.0 to 5.0 essentially. So this is it. The grading starts from 1.0 and ends in 5.0. So that's the scale basically. So if your own is from 1.0 to 4.0, you can state it here. If your own is from 0 to 10, you can state it here, right? So institution website where the grading can be verified. You have to copy the link of your university website where they can verify this grade so that they'll be able to um, check. Yeah, so that they'll be able to check the information you just added above. So www. Let's say unn.edu.ng. Duration of your studies. So starting of your studies, I started in 2019. Or let's just say 2017 and completed in maybe 2021, for example. So you can either you click you are graduated. If you're not graduated, you have to graduate. I think there is a specific date you have to graduate. Check that out. You have to graduate before the admission results, I think. So check that out, please. Yeah. So I graduated in let's just say first January 2021, for example. Duration of your studies, my studies was 4 years, bachelor's. So this is where you attach your documents. So here we attach transcripts of records, just like I have said earlier. You have to come with surname, given name, and description. So if you're adding the transcript, you can say Ezugo underscore Henry underscore transcript of records or transcript. So for the sake of this video, let's quickly upload a random document from my computer here. So the deadline remains 23rd, so make sure you upload the necessary document before that deadline. So let me upload randomly one PDF file here. Yeah, so let me just upload this, my assignment. Yeah, so I have uploaded this, my assignment. Because the video I've uploaded it in the space meant for transcript. So make sure you upload your transcript. Make sure you label it accordingly. Your surname, your first name, then transcript. Thank you. So degree certificate, for the sake of this video, let me still upload a random document also. So make sure you also save your degree certificate very well and try to verify that you actually uploaded what you were supposed to upload. I think I will show you guys how to do that later in the video. Because if you upload the wrong document, it's going to affect you. So let me still upload this my assignment for the sake of this video here. Yeah, for the sake of this video, I've also uploaded your education in Finland or English, so you have to click yes that you studied in English. Okay, then have you completed the higher education degree? All right, so if you have completed maybe HND, national diploma, or other diploma apart from that bachelor's, or if you have a master's degree already, you can click yes. Is that okay? So in this case, I have not completed any other higher education degree. Remember, this is not talking about secondary school degree. So it's basically higher education, which has to do with university, polytechnics, and of course, colleges of education. Other non-degree studies. This is where you fill in non-degree studies like online courses that you have done, like Coursera courses, Google certification courses, LinkedIn certification courses. This is where you try to fill in them. For example, let's say I've done data analysis, some online course. Then of course, so I'm stating that I've done data analysis. So I think I made a mistake here because I have to start with institution. So let's just say I did that course in Riga Technical University. Riga Technical University, Latvia. That's where I did that course. Yeah, then you put a then the course module name, which is data analysis, comma, then the grade, let's just say I'm A, then the credit is just I think 3 credits and the date of completion, which is 2023, basically. So if you have not done sorry, I made a mistake here. Yeah, technical. So Grammarly is actually very helpful in this case. Yeah. So this is how you feel. But if you don't have any certification course, you can leave it alone. So documentation university level. So this I don't have to upload documents. If you studied in polytechnic, higher education, if you did a master's degree, or you have a PhD or other documents, I mean other educational documents in higher university level, right? So this is where you upload it. So as I don't have it, I have to skip it for now. Okay, so here, have you completed the general upper secondary education or vocational college? So if you have to click here. In my case, I have not completed upper secondary. Remember, this is upper secondary, not secondary education. Do you understand? This is like polytechnic, University of Applied Science, colleges of education. So if you have completed it, so when you click on English, you have to check this box. So I want to prove my language skill with a language test. I want to prove my language skill with educational background. So if you studied essentially in English from English speaking country, this is where you click that you want to prove your language skill with an educational background. So you have to select the method to indicate your English language skill from the list. So bachelor's or master's degree or doctoral degree that have been taught assessed in EU or this place. So let me look for the one that's relevant to me, which is bachelor's degree that have been taught and assessed in Nigeria. Mm, So check the one that is relevant to you. I think here, bachelor and master's degree that have been taught and assessed in English listed countries, basically. So this one is the one that is very relevant to me. So if you want to check the list of the countries, let's just quickly check it here. So if you're from this country, you are exempted. If you studied in this country, you are exempted. So this is Nigeria here. This is my country here. So I am exempted. So if I'm Ethiopia, Gambia, Ghana, all these countries, you are exempted. So let's move on. Is the language of instruction indicate clearly in your documents? So ask your university to indicate it when they are trying to send you the document proving that you studied English, right? So you can click yes if it is indicated in your education document. If it is not, you can click no here. Okay, so let's move on. Have you used AI like ChatGPT to, write your motivation letter? This is where you, this is a very tricky one. And I suggest you don't use AI at this point because you're still in application stage. Don't use AI. But if you use AI, you have to indicate. Yeah. So essentially, if you have used AI, you indicate, but please don't use AI at this stage. Okay. So move on. Your previous study relevant to the application. So this is where you state your previous studies that are relevant to the application. So in this place, you list the courses, for example, primary education, early childhood, adult education, special education, and this. So obviously, I have this in my. What you do now is to come to your transcript. You have to come to your transcripts and list the courses. I mean, educational related courses that you did in your undergraduate. This is where you list them, and let me list them in this way so that it will be clear to whoever has written it. So I have philosophy of education, educational technology, blah blah blah. I have sociology, I think educational sociology or sociology of education, sociology. I also did educational technology, educational technology. Yeah, basically you list all of them here. So for the sake of this video, we have to just move on at this point. So category 2, please state the course and name of ECTS of research method courses you did. So this is where you talk about the research courses you did. And when we were reading the eligibility criteria, please take note that you have to have five, I think 10 credit research courses and about, I'm not sure, I think around 30 credits of education related course. So make sure you check that out. So make sure you check that. Then here, of course, I did the quantitative method on the have to state it the way quantitative methods in education, education research. Yeah, so basically education. Basically you have to state it the way it is in your transcript. I also did masters. Oh sorry. bachelor's program, bachelor's project. Just yeah, bachelor's project basically. And just say bachelor's thesis if you like. So, but state it the way it is in your transcript. Then you can add more and more. Any data analysis or research-based course that you did, just like the statistical courses, just like they said here, qualitative, quantitative, philosophy of science, and all. So you have to list all of them here. Okay. So let's move on. Your academic performance. This is where you state them. So please fill in your CGPA. So here you fill in your CGPA the way it is. So let's say I made 4.5. So this is 4.5, of course, over 5.0. So you have to state your own CGPA, then the maximum CGPA here. Then let's go to motivation letter. So this is where, um, this is where you try to give them reason why you are the best candidate for these applications. So you have limited words, which is 3,000 okay, characters this time around. So with including spaces. So you have to choose your word carefully so that you'll be able to create a very winning motivation letter so that you'll be able to secure your funding. So the question is already structured, so you have to answer it accordingly. I think I'm gonna be making a separate video on this, how to answer this. But if you have already written your SOP, you can just copy and upload here. So, but when you're answering this question, be mindful of your um, the character limit. So, but for the sake of this video, let's just write that. Of course, how does your let's answer some of the question. Well, I'm not answering it like accurately, just for us to fill in something here. We have to sit down and write a good winning motivation letter. How does your previous study enable you to succeed in this particular? So you have to talk about your background, my previous studies, blah blah blah. My previous studies and educational psychology, then blah 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 blah. Have prepared me to effectively conduct research, blah 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 blah. Okay? We're not going to go into details in this. We just want to fill in this space for this. Essentially, let's just try to write this somehow. Let it make sense for this guy to be going out in the public space. Let me just try to make it a little bit coherent. My previous studies, or let's just say, have prepared me to effectively, um, you know, conduct research, conduct research, and conduct research, and of course, let's just say conduct research and conduct research on education problem. This is not actually accurate, just for the sake of the video. Problem. Okay, for the sake of this video, please. This is not accurate. Educational problem also gained skill, or just necessary skills. Also gained necessary skills relevant to effective, effectively. This is not accurate, guys. Um, Essentially, let's just try to write this somehow. Let it make sense for this guy to be going out in the public space. Let me just try to make it a little bit coherent. My previous studies, or let's just say, have prepared me to effectively, um, you know, conduct research, conduct research, and conduct research, and of course, let's just say conduct research and conduct research on education problem. This is not actually accurate, just for the sake of the video. Problem. Okay, for the sake of this video, please. This is not accurate. Educational problem also gained gained skill, or just necessary skills. Also gained necessary skills relevant to effective effectively. This is not accurate, guys. Um, so carefully write your own and make sure you are mindful of this word limits, and make sure you have, and remember you have other questions you want to surprise which SOP. So this is where you upload your short scientific. What I used here was essentially my abstract, right? The abstract of my thesis. Okay, so you upload your thesis abstract and make sure that that abstract is very accurate. I mean, you have to talk about how you collected your data, how you analyzed it, you know. And if you have not written a thesis during your bachelor's, yeah, you have not written a thesis in your bachelor's, then you can just write a summary of your corresponding academic text you have written, such as academic research or research plan. So if you have a research plan, you can upload it here. If you have an article you have written, you can copy the abstract, the summary essentially. So the summary of your thesis is definitely your abstract basically. So this is it. I have filled in everything at this point. Okay, so here this is program specific course description. This is I think where you upload um, please submit course description of your, this is a course catalog basically. This is where you upload the description of your course in form of course catalog. So if your university doesn't have that, you can check an example of this online. Try to check it online so that you'll be able to come up with a course catalog. Yeah, so please, this is where you have to indicate that you are interested in scholarship. So make sure you click yes. If you didn't click yes, they are not going to consider you. So which one are you interested in, 50% or 100%? So I obviously interested in 100%, whoever. So but if you have one, click here. But this one is easier to get than this. If you click here, they will for this. If you click here, they will consider you for this. So please describe now where you are going to be talking about how you are going to finance your tuition and living expenses at the university. Describe in what way do you believe receiving the scholarship will reflect on us. So this is actually the sports scholarship question essentially. So you talk about how the scholarship is going to benefit you. if they give you the scholarship. So here is what determines if they're gonna give you the scholarship. Okay, so try to describe it here. Um, Economic situation. Also talk about situation. Talk about how the scholarship will enable you to do well in terms of focusing on your studies. Try to convince them that if they give you the scholarship, you are going to do well in your studies. You guys should bear with me with this typographical errors. So talk about how the scholarship is going to benefit you, the economic situation, and all. I think I should make a separate video on this, but yeah, I will. I will eventually, but if I did not, because the deadline is very, very close. You have to write that one by yourself. So have you applied for that scholarship? Just say I have not applied. Just click. Yeah, so I think I have filled up the application form essentially. So here you can actually view or submit. You can click here to preview so that you can edit. I suggest you click on preview. Don't just click on submit. Try to preview what you have written, correct all the whole typographical errors. Yeah, so try to say let us say preview. Try to preview, don't just submit. Because if you submit, you're not going to probably edit. So let's just click on preview to automatically save. Okay, so everything is now saved here now. If you check, it is saved. So you can actually edit here. You can edit. So if you want to log out, you can log out and come back later to edit. So essentially, I can edit all I have written here. I can keep on editing till I am satisfied. I am satisfied, then I can now submit. So please don't rush to submit. Make sure you save it and come back and edit. Oh, I think we have come to the end of this video, and I wish you the best in your application. If you have a question you want to ask me, you can drop in the comment section. And make sure you're following me across all social media platforms. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Henry Ezugu. Henry underscore Ezugu is the my username. Okay, so that's my handle in IG. That's Instagram, TikTok, and of course Facebook as well. So check me and follow me out for more of this like this. And I'm going to be making video on of course how to write your motivation letter here. I think that should be the next video. So if you're watching this on TikTok, please go to YouTube for the full video. I don't know whether I'll be able to upload it fully on TikTok, but if you're watching this on YouTube, I think you have the whole information that you need. So until then, I wish you the very best in your application, and I can't wait to welcome you in University of Helsinki here. So I love you guys. Good luck. Yeah, so try to say let us say preview. Try to preview. Don't just submit. Because if you submit, you're not going to probably edit. So let's just click on preview to automatically save. Okay, so everything is now saved here now. If you check, it is saved. So you can actually edit here. You can edit. So if you want to log out, you can log out and come back later to edit. So essentially, I can edit all I have written here. I can keep on editing till I am satisfied. I am satisfied, then I can now submit. So please don't rush to submit. Make sure you save it and come back and edit. Oh, I think we have come to the end of this video, and I wish you the best in your application. If you have a question you want to ask me, you can drop in the comment section. And make sure you're following me across all social media platforms. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Henry Ezugu. Henry underscore Ezugu is the my username. Okay, so that's my handle in IG. That's Instagram, TikTok, and of course Facebook as well. So check me and follow me out for more of this like this. And I'm going to be making video on of course, how to write your motivation letter here. I think that should be the next video. So if you're watching this on TikTok, please go to YouTube for the full video. I don't know whether I'll be able to upload it fully on TikTok, but if you're watching this on YouTube, I think you have the whole information that you need. So until then, I wish you the very best in your application, and I can't wait to welcome you in University of Helsinki here. So I love you guys. Good luck.